We just got a brand new title update for Madden 24, and this is a bit of a surprise update in my opinion because it is the second update of the month, and usually at this time of the year, we don't get multiple title updates a month. We usually get one within the first 10 days of the month, and that's about it. So that also means we should still be expecting another bigger title update potentially within the first 10 days of February as well, because that's something that's pretty standard. We pretty much always get a title update at the beginning of every month, and it's usually a pretty big update for the most part. Sometimes when we get that second update, it's a little bit of a smaller one, and I know with this update here, they kind of wanted to push it out because there was an issue that they wanted to fix, but there were also some other things included in this update as well. And if you never want to miss out on any of these important Madden updates, especially the Madden 25 news and leaks we're going to be getting very soon, as well as the NCAA football news we're going to also be getting soon from EA, make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on so you never miss any of these important videos. I'm trying to hit 600,000 subscribers before the release of Madden 25, so if everybody watching just subbed, we can hit that number in a few days. Now, one of the biggest things that was addressed in this title update was the fatigue glitch or issue, which, funny enough, only became a thing earlier this month with the last title update where they tried to make some changes to defense to fatigue the blitzing defensive backs that are commonly blitzing off the edge. It's one of the more popular Madden metas year in and year out, and they wanted to add some fatigue penalties for when those smaller blitzing defenders were going up against the bigger offensive linemen, but as usual, when you try to tinker with things too much, it had an effect on multiple players on the defense, and it just wasn't really what they were setting out to do, and it kind of caused more harm than good, and we've seen that happen before. So they had to make a little bit of an update here, and it says that they fixed the fatigue bug that was causing defensive linemen and linebackers to fatigue inappropriately. It says here, this was an undesired artifact from the change that went into the previous title update for pass rushers who were outweighed by a 90 pounds or more pass blocker with fatigue more than expected when engaging in a block. This was intended to impact defenders who are not consistently designated pass rushers like corners and safeties. So, like I just explained, it was supposed to affect the smaller blitzing defensive backs, but it was affecting kind of the whole defense. So, we'll see if this fix actually works or if it's still going to be an issue, because sometimes they say they fix things and we know how that goes. It still winds up being an issue. Now, before we continue with the video, I do want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you like sports and you like trying to win money, then you need to be on Underdog Fantasy playing their pick'em game. For any game, for any sport, they're going to have a wide variety of player stats, and all you simply have to do is pick higher or lower, and if they hit, you can win some big money. But the best part about Underdog Fantasy that I love is for new users, they always give you a free play right at sign up. For example, tomorrow night and Friday in the NBA, they're going to give you Nikola Jokic to get a single point. So all he has to do is get 1 point and that's it. It wins. And with the Super Bowl coming up, there's going to be a ton of specials coming over the next week. And right now they already have the Patrick Mahomes special for the actual Super Bowl game, where all he has to do is pass for 1 yard and that's it. You win. And no matter when you sign up, there's always going to be a free play like this to take advantage of, whether you want to use it for NBA, NFL, no matter the sport. But the best part is they also will double your first deposit up to $100 if you sign up using my promo code RAY, R-A-Y. So if you deposit $100, you get an additional free $100 to play with, and you can't beat that. Again, make sure to get in before the Super Bowl because there's going to be a ton of specials and ways to win money that you do not want to miss out on. Superstar mode also got a couple of slight changes here. It says users can now equip boosters directly after purchasing from the featured deals screen. So I'm not really sure what the issue here was because I don't play Superstar mode, but I guess this wasn't something you could equip directly after purchasing in the past, and now you can. And they also have some general bug and stability fixes, which again, we don't really ever know what that means. We just assume it's connection stuff, server related stuff to keep game modes from crashing or freezing or booting you out. So they're kind of always including those in every title update to some degree. Here's something else kind of big that happened with this update. It says here, for presentation, the Pro Bowl game is now the official home of the Madden NFL head-to-head skills competition and the Pro Bowls game. This coming Sunday, watch 2 AFC players compete against 2 NFC players in our revamped Pro Bowl game to earn their conference 3 points. Virtually, the game takes place at the Coliseum as a tribute to Coach Madden. But with this update, it appears that they updated the Pro Bowl game for Madden 24. It has the updated Pro Bowl rosters. I'm not sure if it changed uniforms or not, because I don't remember what the Pro Bowl game was before this update, if they updated the uniforms to this year's, but they definitely updated the rosters. So now you have the official Pro Bowl teams for Madden 24 that you can play with, and these are the same Pro Bowl teams that they're going to be playing with at the Skills Challenge, which is kind of something new they're doing. I don't really know how many people are going to be that interested in it, honestly, but I mean, I guess some people will probably tune in to watch it. But if you like playing the Pro Bowl in Madden itself, it is now updated. We also have some UI changes here. It says they fixed an issue where game stats did not populate in the in-game pause menu in online head-to-head. I definitely saw some people complaining about that. It says here that they had various player portrait updates. They've kind of been doing that all year, updating the player portraits inside the player cards as a lot of players were outdated. And they also had various stability updates, which again, we don't really truly know, but we think it's server related stuff, so that's always good to see. Madden Ultimate Team also got some minor updates here. It says it fixed an issue where all X factors would reset at halftime. Definitely saw some complaints there. That's definitely not good, but they got that fixed. They adjusted the filters, fixed button functionality when upgrading a player item using an eligible upgrade token, and once again, they had some general stability fixes. Now with this update here, we did not see any franchise mode updates, which isn't really too shocking because again, I think this was more so of an unintended update. I believe that if it wasn't for the fatigue bug, we wouldn't be seeing this update. We would have just got our next big update in February, which again could be in about a week to 10 days from now, probably before the Super Bowl, I would imagine. So I think that's why this is a bit of a smaller update that doesn't include every single game mode, and it also doesn't include anything like player likeness, which we haven't seen in the last couple updates. That's definitely something that's been quite lacking this year, in my opinion. Usually they've been a little bit better about getting more player likeness in post-launch. This year we've seen a few player likeness updates, but they were much smaller than in years past. So I do think in February we're kind of overdue to get some more player likeness in the game. Maybe some other franchise mode things tinkered with a little bit, and definitely some more gameplay fixes. But this was more of a hot fix title update in my opinion because the fatigue issue was pretty severe, and it was also just including a few other things that they were able to get into the game. But we should see a much bigger update coming in February because that's the typical update time of the month. We should also be seeing a refresh of the Superstar and X Factor players pretty soon as well because they do update that twice a year, and the last update I believe was in November for that, so we could be seeing that in February or at the latest March. I believe last year they did do that in March, which I feel like it's a little bit later in the year, but sometimes they tend to want to do the final X Factor and Superstar update after the Super Bowl, so there's a chance we could see it in February, but more than likely we will see that in March. And I know a lot of people are still waiting for that because, you know, there's a lot of players that definitely have kind of regressed and need to downgrade. And there's a lot of new young players that definitely need to upgrade. So within the next month or two, we should see that kind of final refresh of those players as well. Hoping we get it before the Super Bowl, but more than likely it will be in the update after the Super Bowl. And also another thing to be mindful of, tonight does kick off the Madden Bowl finals on EA's Twitch channel. So if you are an Ultimate Team player, you can watch and win some free rewards and also just see who gets crowned as the champion of Madden 24. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned about the upcoming NCAA football game, and if you want to know more about what to expect from that game, make sure to check out this important video right here on the screen.